Revisiting the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard drama. It's that time of the year where we revisit every major thing that happened this year, and what better than to revisit the popular Johnny Depp and his Amber Heard trial? Let's talk about the trial and understand it in 5 parts. The past. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard first met on the sets of The Rum Diary in the year 2009. According to Amber, they started to date in 2012 and became a married couple in 2015. A little more than a year later, Amber filed for a divorce in May 2016, and the court also gave Depp a restraining order because during a filing, Heard said that Johnny was abusive, both verbally and physically. The claim was investigated, but no such evidence was found. Depp also denied all the accusations against him. According to Depp's lawyer, this was a part of the act by Amber to get more money. In August 2016, Johnny and Heard settled this dispute outside of the court, with Amber getting $7 million. Both of them later jointly announced that all was good between them. In 2017, their divorce was finalized and was also banned from making claims against each other publicly. The story should end right. I mean, divorce is done and settlement is done. What else is left? Well, no, it didn't end there. The case. The dispute between Depp and Heard got bigger than before. In December 2018, Amber shared her experience of being a victim of sexual violence through an article in the Washington Post. Though there was no mention of Johnny Depp, it was pretty obvious who she was referring to. This was enough for Johnny to file a $50 million defamation case against Amber. According to Johnny, it was Heard who used to abuse him. In response, Heard filed to dismiss the defamation case against her and told how she was abused. In response, Depp shared pictures showing how he was abused, and it went on. Trial 1. Johnny Depp was the Sun. Back in 2018, a newspaper, The Sun, called Johnny a wife-beater, in response to which Depp filed a case against them in the UK court, and the trial started in June 2020. Depp's 2 ex-wives, Winona Ryder and Vanessa Paradis, claimed that Johnny had never been abusive or violent towards them. Johnny's lawyer also said that Heard had extramarital affairs with Elon Musk and James Franco. In response, the Sun owners presented the court with picture proofs of why they called Johnny a wife-beater. After listening to everything, the judge gave its order against Johnny Depp, leaving his lawyers angry. They decided to file a case against the appeal, but were rejected twice. The trial, Johnny Depp vs. Amber Heard. In January 2021, Amber Heard filed a $100 million defamation case against Johnny Depp in the U.S. court, and what followed was probably the most popular and controversial trial ever. The trial started in April 2022. Heard's lawyers argued that the Washington Post was freedom of speech, and that it was against domestic abuse happening to women. In response, Depp's lawyers argued that the article was for her personal gain, and that it had ruined Johnny Depp's reputation. Johnny also testified that he never abused any of his wives, nor was he ever violent towards anyone. He also said that they fight many times and that it used to get violent. While recalling an incident, he said that once during their fight, Heard got violent and threw a glass at his face. Heard's lawyer repeatedly argued how abusive Depp was, and in response to the extramarital affairs she had, Heard said that she was only friends with them. In the entire course of the trial, there were many witnesses, and among them were also Depp and Heard's marriage counselor, who testified to the court that they were both abusive towards each other with violence. Johnny's former manager, Tracy Jacobs, testified that he had anger management issues. A clinical psychologist, Shannon Curry, who evaluated Amber, said that she had a borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder, which were both associated with violence against romantic partners. She also mentioned that people like Heard are attention seekers and that they put their blame on others and see themselves as victims. The entire trial ran for 6 weeks, and since it was a public hearing, anybody could come and see what was happening. Multiple videos and memes were circulated around social media. Many hashtags were trending. The verdict. It was finally verdict time. Since the trial was happening in the U.S. court, unlike the UK court, the verdict was given by the jury. The jury said that since both filed a defamation case against each other, Johnny must be awarded $15 million in damages from Heard, while Heard must be awarded $2 million in damages from Depp. The defamation award to Johnny was reduced from $15 million to $10.35 million by Virginia state law. Amber Heard's lawyer argued that she didn't have that kind of money to pay Depp, and that they planned to challenge the court's order. While the trial ended in favor of Johnny, the entire world was split into 2 views. While many supported Johnny Depp, many others were not happy with the court ruling. But people should also understand that men can be the victims of domestic abuse and violence too. Before passing any judgments, we must always know both sides of the story. This is it for today's video. We hope that you liked it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, and we will see you in the next one.